So after all this time, I'm finally getting on with doing a series of posts on how to use a dictionary. So I've been banging on about buying dictionaries, getting hold of dictionaries, why dictionaries are so important. And I realized that a number of people perhaps would like some information on how to actually use one. And for this, I'm going to use the Webster's New World Dictionary for Young Readers. This is a 1970s dictionary. I have an earlier copy here from the 60s. And why I'm using this is because out of all the dictionaries I have behind me, this is probably the best, with the best introduction, which I'll show you in a few minutes, the best introduction and guidebook on how to use, I wouldn't even call it guidebook, I will call it manual on how to use a dictionary. Now, although the manual applies to this particular dictionary, most of the explanations will also apply to other dictionaries with some slight differences, which I will cover as well, just to make sure we cover all aspects of how to use a dictionary. And of course, let's not forget what a dictionary is. A dictionary is simply a book of words, which explains the meanings of words, which gives you information about where the word comes from, how to pronounce it, and many other pieces of information. And it comes from the this etymological dictionary here. This is a derivation dictionary, and I've just looked it up again. I've already mentioned it, but I looked it up again for you. It comes from the Latin dictio, which is from English diction, from the Latin dictio, which means to say or to show. So here we go. We'll start. The next post is going to be concerning the alphabet and how do you find a word in a dictionary. And of course, in order to find a word in a dictionary, you need to know the alphabet. But you don't just need to know it, you need to know it fast, forward and backwards, and in many other ways. So I will explain what to do after I've just shown you the dictionary here. So here's the Webster's New World Dictionary for Young Readers. And you will see here that it has an introductory section which begins on page 17, how to use your dictionary. And it has a lovely introduction, truly lovely introduction. Are you sometimes puzzled by a word that you may have never seen or heard before? Can you tell when the word you already know is being used in a different way? What do you do if there are no clues to help you find out a word's meaning? Do you ever have trouble spelling or pronouncing a word? When you are writing, do you sometimes reach the end of a line and wonder where to divide a word? Have you ever wondered about where a word came from and whether it is still in use today? The book you are now holding can help you solve these problems and more. And what I love here is it says, your dictionary is the most important reference book in your classroom. Your dictionary is a guidebook. It tells you how words are used by most people. And it goes on explaining. But what's great about it is if you look at here, it has section after section with exercises describing every aspect of the dictionary, how to use it, pronunciation, every aspect of the words with basic grammar as well. And this is really what we're going to look at. And I think by the time we've done this, there is actually 40 pages altogether. So here we go. It starts here on page 17 and it finishes here on page 48. Isn't that great? And I'm going to use this mainly as a reference, plus a few other little books that I have, just to make it as comprehensive as possible. And I think you will really, really enjoy it. It's going to be really exciting. And at the end, I think I will scan the whole section here, plus other sections from other dictionaries, and share that. And the reason I wouldn't scan it right now is simply because there are a few examples in there that apply specifically to this dictionary, which is something that can happen. So the topics that I will discuss will be applying to all dictionaries, but then there'll be a few exercises and a few things that will apply to this dictionary as well. But we can just look at it as an example so that you can use it in other dictionaries.